Welcome to Brainstorm MTG. I'm ELD, and this is Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Mass. Part of our ELD Legacy Open series here. Barra making the trip down, playing against Dean, a regular of our Wednesday night Legacy series. Barra making it down for the larger ELD Opens when he can. Always a great time to see him. He is leading out with a turn 1 Chalice at 1. Dean was able to get a Ponder through before Chalice. Barra will see that this is probably going to do a lot of damage, shutting off both the cantrips and the dark rituals, along with all of the hand disruption. So Chalice, a very powerful card versus Storm. Thoughtseize. Little Chalice check. Perhaps trying to go Hellbent as quick as possible. Batterskull coming down. Dean just dumping these Thoughtseizes out of hand. Would have had 4 discard effects. My goodness. That does beat a lot of decks in the format. Goblin Rabblemaster here. And the beatings will commence with Batterskull and holding back Stoneforge Mystic. Goblin token must attack. Blood Moon here going to be just absolutely punishing, with Dean having 2 Underground Seas in play. Tons of damage coming in. This one is just about over. And that will do it there. Dean handily KO'd by that Chalice of the Void, along with a solid fast clock from Barra. And Blood Moon guaranteeing really no magic to be played on Dean's side of the board. He was able to play a single Ponder, and this is really it. Everything else was just running discard spells into Chalice. So Barra knows the type of hands that he wants versus Storm. Dean going to have to rely on his sideboard. Now this is prior to the London Mull, so Chalice likely to get at least more consistent at finding Chalice of the Void under the new system, but here we're still on Vancouver Mulligans, so Barra going to have to pay a little bit of a higher price if he's going to be super selective with his hands. Fun Police really looking for an early Chalice of the Void or a early Blood Moon. A first turn Blood Moon can be potentially just as punishing versus Storm, given the heavy reliance on fetch lands. You do have a first turn Blood Moon. Very often the play will be Chalice at 0 to completely cripple the entire mana base. Cards like Lotus Petal and Lion's Eye Diamond, Chrome Mox on occasion, and even Mox Opal in some of the later builds of Storm are all completely hamstrung by a Chalice at 0. I believe Dean's build more in line with just Lotus Petals and Lion's Eye Diamonds, but we shall see. Preordain off of Basic Island. That is good news for him, having that Singleton Basic. I guess I shouldn't say Singleton. A lot of the time you run 2 islands in a single swamp. Chrome Mox Imprinting, and we do have that first turn Magus of the Moon. Another island and a Lotus Petal. So Dean potentially going to be all set for mana problems this game. 2 coming through. Fatal Push taking out Magus of the Moon before damage. And now a Blood Moon coming down. I don't love it. Brainstorm. I don't know if Barra would have jammed another Blood Moon had things gone to the end step. Dean may have jumped the gun a little bit there. We'll see how it plays out. The decision making there being that if Barra would have played a different spell other than Blood Moon, it may have been better to take the 2 damage and then destroy the Magus during the end step, allowing an untap and then having access to this tropical island and polluted delta. Now Chalice at 1. Things going from bad to worse here for Dean. Tons of mountains on Bera's side, and now a Stoneforge Mystic threatening to wrap this thing up quickly. Dean unlikely to be able to win without help from Lotus Petal and Cabal Ritual, perhaps. Empty the Warrens, a reasonable consideration from here. But this is a very bad spot. You need a lot of empty tokens to really do anything against Batterskull. The recursion of it's so punishing as well. You can pick it up and put it down. And Goblin Rabble Master, and Barrow will be the one making the goblins. The noose tightening for Dean here. Do see Lotus Petal in hand. That is one of the cards that'll likely be necessary to combine into some type of plan. So many problem permanents here. Blood Moon and Chalice of the Void, both a hindrance. The rest of the permanents totaling up to near lethal on the next attack. I believe we're looking at like 11 damage. Cabal Ritual, no threshold, and casting Massacre here. That is going to get rid of a bunch of the creatures, but Batterskull still happy to mop things up. Blood Moon and Chalice still in play. It would have been so much better if Dean was able to sacrifice that fetch land previously. Finding a basic swamp would have been very powerful. Fiery Confluence going to the dome. Setting up a 1-turn clock for this Batterskull. Thoughtseize. And that will do it. So Bera taking it down with his brew of Fun Police.